Universal Orlando Resort has a new theme park coming in 2025. Universal Epic Universe will have 5 new distinct worlds to explore with brand new attractions that continue to push the envelope in ride technology. These attractions will have a new level of immersion with new stories to experience. There will be 11 rides and 2 shows. Today we'll go over every ride coming to Epic Universe. There will be 4 roller coasters of varying levels of thrill. In How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Burke is a family-friendly coaster. Hiccup's Wing Gliders, with a height requirement of 40 inches and children under 48 inches, must be accompanied by a supervising companion. It's a family coaster that offers enough thrills to keep kids and adults entertained. Hiccup's Wing Gliders comes from Hiccup's workshop, where he is working on his latest contraption, a wing flying machine. Riders will also encounter Hiccup and Toothless along the way. This roller coaster has 2 launches. The first launch is where Hiccup and Toothless will be, as well as a boulder that will propel the train car forward. The second launch is full of dragon eggs, as well as the baby dragons called hatchlings. A ginormous Gronkle egg can be seen on the ride. It weighs about 13 pounds. Stardust Racers is located in Celestial Park, the central hub or world between worlds. The height requirement is a minimum of 48 inches. The story of the ride is that the Celestians, which are the residents of Celestial Park, they manage to harness the energy and capture the comets. The Celestians jump on them and ride them across the night sky. Guests will get to ride these comets on the longest track Universal has ever built, at 5,000 feet of track. The highest point of the ride is 133 feet. The dual launch coaster reaches speeds of up to 62 miles an hour. One of the most exciting features of this attraction is called the Celestial Spin. The 2 coaster trains are racing against each other coming out of the second launch, where guests on one train car will invert and be able to look down at the guests in the other train car, who can look up at the train car above. And then the train car will switch to be on top while the other is below. Another unique feature of Stardust Racers is that the track has no exterior lighting. Only the train cars will have lights to make it look like comets are shooting in the night. This will be one of the most thrilling rides at Universal Epic Universe. Minecart Madness is located in Donkey Kong Country inside Super Nintendo World. The minimum height requirement is 36 inches and children under 48 inches must be accompanied by a supervising adult. This is a family-friendly roller coaster. The story of the ride is that the Tiki Tak tribe has come to steal the golden banana. Guests will join Donkey Kong and his friends to protect the golden banana. The roller coaster uses a completely new ride system, developed in-house by Universal Creative. The ride recreates the thrilling maneuvers of the minecarts from the Donkey Kong Country games. The roller coaster has 2 tracks, a false track and the real track, which is sideways. The false track sits on top, making it feel like you are really jumping over obstacles along the path. The last roller coaster on our list is Curse of the Werewolf. It's located inside the Dark Universe. The village inside the world is called Darkmoor. Curse of the Werewolf is set deep in the woods that border the village of Darkmoor. This is a family spinning roller coaster and has a minimum height requirement of 40 inches. Curse of the Werewolf follows the same story arc from the 1941 movie The Wolfman. It's located in the encampment of the Guild of Mystics. Maleva is the leader and seer of the guild. She welcomes visitors to the camp of wagons in the woods. Maleva will warn guests that they bear the mark of the werewolf. You'll speed through the forest in your wagon while being pursued by the werewolf. Eventually you'll come face to face with the beast and narrowly avoid his razor-sharp claws inside the armory. Curse the Werewolf speeds through the dark forest at 37 miles an hour, with over 2 minutes of ride time. Back inside How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Burke is an interactive boat ride, Fire Drill. It has no height requirement, however handheld infants are not permitted. Children under 48 inches must be accompanied by a supervising companion. This is a water ride and kid-friendly. Fire Drill is where guests can train to become Viking firefighters. The theme of the ride is that the Viking twins Rough Nut and Tough Nut have transformed Burke's Fire School into a watery boat battle at sea. Guests will be able to practice their targeting skills with the water cannons on the boat. There are flame-like targets throughout the entire ride. You must practice putting out the flames with your water cannons, as fires are a common occurrence when you live among dragons. Plus, guests can also shoot the occupants of the other boats. The water cannons shoot over 28 feet through the air. Inside Dark Universe is Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment. The minimum height requirement is 48 inches. This is a thrilling dark ride where guests will get to meet all the Universal monsters. Victoria Frankenstein is Henry Frankenstein's great-great-granddaughter. Victoria has captured all of the Universal monsters and wants to invite you to see her latest experiment. Her goal is to rehabilitate all the monsters that plague the village in hopes of restoring her family name to glory. On the ride, you'll see Victoria's attempts to tame Dracula, but it backfires and chaos erupts as you are pursued deeper and deeper into the catacombs by various Universal monsters. The ride promises to have some of the most technologically advanced animated figures ever built. They also promise it will be one of the scariest rides Universal has ever created. Dragon Racers Rally is located in How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Burke. It has a minimum height requirement of 48 inches. Riders get to choose the level of thrill they wish to experience. Each individual ride vehicle can spin around as much or as little as you wish. This is your chance to train to be a champion dragon racer. On the Isle of Burke, dragon racing is a fun pastime. Dragon Racers Rally is a great way to train to be a dragon racer as you will fly high and practice barrel rolls at high speeds. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge is inside Super Nintendo World. It has a minimum height requirement of 40 inches. Children under 48 inches require a supervising companion. After the pre-show, guests will grab a hat and fit it on their head. Then once inside the ride vehicle, you will place the goggles on the hat. The ride uses augmented reality to bring the game to life. This is an interactive ride where you will get to collect coins and throw shells to try and defeat Team Bowser and win the Golden Cup. You'll drive through courses that have been selected from the Mario Kart gaming world, such as Clouds, Underwater, and the Mansion. Each ride has the potential to be a different experience as you try to improve your score and win. The Untrainable Dragon is a live show with talented actors and beautiful sets and music. Toothless will soar above the audience, weighing in at 1,157 pounds, and will also have a wingspan of 27 feet. Universal Studios Beijing has a show called Untrainable, so now Epic Universe will have its own version. The story is about a new dragon that shows up on the Isle of Burke. Hiccup and Toothless, with the help of Gober and Astrid, will work together to figure out the mystery of the untrainable dragon. Constellation Carousel is the other ride located in Celestial Park. It has no height requirement, and children under 48 inches must be accompanied by a supervising companion. Constellation Carousel is more than your traditional carousel. The ride system has 4 ride tables, 1 big one, and 3 smaller tables inside the main ride table. All the ride tables move independently of each other. All the ride vehicles have been modeled after all the constellations of the sky with intricate designs, including Celestial Lion, Dragon, Rabbit, and Bear. Not only will the floor rotate, but each carriage will turn 360 degrees and can go up to 6 feet into the air. The ceiling will be a star tracker with rotating celestial star patterns, and at the center a mesmerizer that creates a ribbon cone effect overhead. The ride features 8 different ride tracks. Each ride program is unique, and each ride vehicle can move independently of everything else. It will be unlike any carousel you've ever been on. Lerk Aru is located in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter: Mystery of Magic. Lerk Aru is a first-of-its-kind live show. It's a show for everyone. The story goes that the ringmaster Skinder has stolen Newt Scamander's suitcase in an attempt to bring the show back into its former glory. Newt Scamander's suitcase contains fantastic beasts from around the globe. Another character in the show is a circus employee, Gwendolyn. She's a squib and she wants to rescue the creatures. The show will have a mix of live performers, amazing puppetry, and special effects. Before guests enter the main stage, there will also be many sideshow booths to explore. Yoshis Adventure is the last ride found in Super Nintendo World. Epic Universe will have the first Yoshi's Adventure attraction in North America. Super Nintendo World in Japan is where the other Yoshi's Adventure is located. It's a family-friendly ride and will give guests a great view of the Mushroom Kingdom in this People Mover style attraction. You'll get to ride on a Yoshi to explore Mount Beanpole and search for 3 glowing eggs. The ride vehicle has buttons to push when you find an egg. The minimum height requirement is 34 inches. Children under 48 inches require a supervising companion. Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry has a minimum height requirement of 40 inches. Universal has been wanting to create the Ministry Magic for a long time now. It's so iconic and such a beautiful location, and you will finally be able to see it in full scale. You'll start off the journey and travel by Metroflux from Wizarding Paris to the British Ministry of Magic. Guests will be able to go through the Metroflux by walking into giant fireplaces to enter the Ministry of Magic. It will mimic the sensation of flames around you as you go through the Metroflux. The queue will be very immersive, just like all the other Wizard World rides. The queue for Battle at the Ministry will take you through various departments and workspaces. The Fountain of Magical Brethren can also be seen as you wait to ride.
Here in the locker room, we see evidence that Harry, Ron, and Neville are in training to become Aurors.
I think fans are going to be most excited for being able to encounter past Ministers of Magic in the Hall of Ministers.
It's so fun to see the eras of ministers interacting with one another, from 1700s Scamp to 1980s Bagnold.
There's a map room that shows us a magical moving map of the Ministry.
You'll walk through the Aurors headquarters where you'll see them gathering information for cases. Here, the most discerning fans will find plenty of Easter eggs, including a tribute to fallen Aurors.
We get to walk through Umbridge's small but extremely ornate pink and gold ministry office.
One of the really fun characters that we are going to meet in this adventure is Higgledy, Umbridge's former house elf.
Higgledy is packing her office up in preparation for the trial.
And yes, of course, there are plenty of cat plates.
Battle at the Ministry is the first of its kind ride technology and one of the most impressive attractions to date. The story takes place after the Battle of Hogwarts. Lord Voldemort's followers are being held accountable for their crimes. You arrive at the Ministry on the day of Dolores Umbridge's trial. Guests will board an omnidirectional lift to be transported to the courtroom where her trial is being held. Harry, Ron, Hermione, and a new character, Higgledy, are at the trial. Higgledy was Umbridge's house elf. Umbridge manages to escape with help from Death Eaters Yaxley, Caro, and McNair. Her mission is to repair a time turner in the Department of Mysteries to bring back the time of Lord Voldemort. It's our mission to stop her from escaping. The ride vehicle will move up, down, forward, backwards, sideways, and more. The ride shows off Universal's innovation and ever-evolving ride technology. They even gave us a glimpse of one of the Death Eater animatronics. This is one of Universal's most ambitious rides they've ever created. Universal Epic Universe will be one of the most immersive theme parks. The attractions will bring a whole new level of storytelling. Epic Universe has a wonderful blend of family-friendly rides as well as some of the most thrilling attractions Universal has ever created. What's your most anticipated ride? As always, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one.